What's up, guys? Welcome back to another show of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Oh man, it feels good to be back. On tonight's show, we got a whole bunch of industry news, box office predictions. We're going to talk a little bit about the Emmys, but we have a legendary guest on the show today. Who do we have on the show today?
We have 7-time Emmy winner, 5-time Golden Globe winner,
television legend,
icon, Mr. Ed Asner.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That's
boy.
right. For all the listeners
epic.
out there, old and young, you guys no doubt know him. Lou Grant from the Mary
Definitely.
Tyler Moore Show, or maybe you know him as Santa from Elf, or from Up. And I mean, you guys know him, so this is gonna be an exciting.
It's gonna
interview.
be epic. It's gonna be epic. Well,
Absolutely.
let's dive into industry news. Let's do it. Let's start off with the Disney streaming service about to give their own shows to Loki, Scarlet Witch, and other Marvel heroes to bring more attention to the Disney streaming service to take away from Netflix.
Yeah.
Is this going to be live action or animated?
Oh, live action.
yeah.
It's going to be.
Ah.
Remember, we had talked about this a few times on the show in the past about because Netflix was keeping the Marvel series. Well, and we were all like, oh, Disney's not going to get those back.
Yeah.
Well, apparently this is their answer. They're going to take the Avengers characters and give them their own series on their Disney streaming. And it's actually going to be them. It's going to
The
be
actual
Elizabeth
actors.
Olsen.
Yeah.
It's going to be Tom Hiddleston. It's going to be, if they decide Chris Evans, it's going to be Captain America Chris Evans.
Exactly. And talk about the budget on these things. They're talking about for for the whole season or for an episode? It's going to be the size of an actual film.
Yeah.
Right.
Even
That was a question,
yeah.
bro. Was it for the season or for the episode?
No, for the season, it's going to be
Okay.
comparable to what they would spend on a film.
That
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
crazy if it were per
So,
episode.
but here's
Yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. That's a lot because I mean, typically these movies are about 200 million,
Yeah.
240 million.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about these things, unlike the Netflix stuff with 13. These are only going to be like 6 or 8 episodes. So if you're talking 200 million for 8 episodes, that's
Yeah.
a massive per episode budget.
Yeah.
And here's even the weirder thing. While it's going to be on their streaming service and considered series, it's still going to be Marvel Studios doing it instead of Marvel Entertainment. And Marvel, I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, while they all take place in the same universe, they are all connected. When Kevin Feige and the head of Marvel kind of had their little headbutt situation there, the television is kind of run now by Marvel Entertainment, while all the films are run by Marvel Studios. So while these are going to be TV shows, Disney has made it perfectly clear that Kevin Feige and the studios will be doing these series, not Marvel Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, so
Taken away from the TV side a little bit.
yeah,
That's crazy.
it's nuts. I'm sure
Talk
Netflix,
about
I mean,
the
that
big
doesn't-
battle in Hollywood, man.
That doesn't sound like a really good move, though. It's separating the two studios, and
well,
then
they've
it's
been
like,
separated for a
well,
while now.
Yeah.
Though,
Okay, so
since
it's been a
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
while.
Basically,
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah,
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but
I'm excited to see what's going to come out of it.
well, remember, because they had long been talking about Black Widow and Hawkeye
Right.
getting their own
show.
series and maybe even a series together when they were working as operatives with S.H.I.E.L.D. way back before. So,
Right.
yeah, the idea that they're going to actually use the Avengers actors it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the actual
that's gonna be-
people.
Speaking of, just real quick, because I don't think it's in, but how freaking epic was the Captain Marvel trailer?
It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
What?
I watched
I haven't
like
seen it.
Oh
10
my
times.
gosh.
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
It's
She punches an old lady on a bus.
which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Funny.
I loved all the memes. Carol Danvers doesn't care who you are. She will punch you in the
In the
face.
face.
It was like so funny. But
My money is it was a scroll.
well,
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's she's not
just gonna
punching an old
punch
lady.
a random lady.
But
Maybe
it's so
maybe she's that much of a badass. Maybe
it's
Yeah.
someone's
so
talking shit to her.
good. And the big question is at the very end of the trailer, which has got everybody talking, it looks like she goes binary, which is when she
Wow.
and is like the end
Full
all be all.
power,
It's
yeah.
like 4 times her normal power and strength, and like so. If she goes binary, that's how we're taking
Yeah.
down Thanos.
It's
probably.
pretty epic.
But it's gonna be this thing looks badass.
Definitely. Cannot
It's-
wait for it.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wonder Woman 2 better be up in the game because
Yeah.
Marvel's got their first big
They're
in-your-face female-led film. So
That's going to be epic.
and Brie
Oh,
Larson,
man.
yeah, perfect casting. Perfect
Definitely.
casting.
Definitely.
All right.
In other news, AMC now partners with Fandango and Anton Tickets. AMC's card, like Movie Pass card, is called A-List. That's their membership convenient subscription service, which they can now reserve seats with this partnership, and they can also see 3D movies and IMAX movies. So this is just more reason to cancel your movie pass, guys.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. And while we're on it, another one, their biggest competitor, Cinemia, they just launched a movie a day every day.
Yep.
And no restrictions. You can see the 3D ones. You can reserve your seats. You can buy them online. There's no blackout dates. It's just like what MoviePass used to be. Although MoviePass never was the 3D or IMAX movies.
No.
Or
This
reserve
one
your
is.
seats.
Yeah.
Or
you
reserve
can
seats, right?
receive-
And it's only $29 a month, but so it's like $1 a day for a movie
Yeah.
every single day,
So,
no
I mean,
restrictions.
like
So-
that is understandable. I can understand $1 a day. That is a good price.
It's a good price. $30 is not bad to see a movie every single day.
Exactly.
I mean, so look out, MoviePass.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be hit with a lot of cancellations. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
well, you got some competition.
If
guys.
their site will allow it.
Oh,
Yeah,
only
if their site will allow
If their
it.
site, apparently they don't let you cancel.
Oh
so.
my goodness. Well, we have some stuff about MoviePass. We just talked about it. The cinema.
Yeah.
You got ahead of the industry news.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
It's good. It's good.
Skipping
You're just skipping
around.
around and shit. It's all good. But pop star turned playwright Nick Jonas has now started writing a play called Dessert First. So that's going to be pretty epic. He has some cool people coming to the table read, some people from Vampire Diaries, Ballers, SNL, just a whole bunch of people. And it's pretty crazy. He's been writing this for about a year since he was on the set of Jumanji with The Rock and Kevin Hart. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to be. I'm assuming it's a comedy.
Yeah. The Rock. Just
Yeah.
He inspires people, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's like, yeah,
He's
seriously.
everyone's rock.
Yeah, I mean, for real though, I
He's
feel like anybody
motivated.
who works with him just like all of a sudden wants to do like all this other
Yeah,
stuff because
definitely.
he's doing so much stuff. You know,
It's
so
like Sam Medina said last week, if Mark Wahlberg is up at 2:30, who am I, man? Who am I?
Exactly.
So,
But I like the name of it, Dessert First. That's how
Yeah.
you're supposed to properly eat food for digestion.
Oh,
Dessert first,
wow.
meal second.
see, don't tell
Salad
me
last.
that. I have,
And then
I
another
have a
dessert.
bad sweet tooth.
Yeah. So
Like-
dive into that apple pie
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
like, you know, and
I
then
mean-
go. By the way, nice shout out for Mr. Sam Medina.
Mhm.
And for all y'all that didn't see, how funny, because he was talking about this, the
Yeah.
fact that one image of him with Venom in the drugstore
Yeah.
is like everywhere. And sure enough, they just released a featurette for the new Venom film coming out that's focused on why they think it's going to be a hit and Tom Hardy's dual personality type, you know, the ability. But the image that they used to promote it is the one with Venom choking down Sam Medina
Where
about
he's
to
about
eat
to
him.
get eaten.
You know? So it's just funny because
stuff's
he's
hilarious.
right. That thing is like everywhere. I mean,
It is
so-
crazy. It's crazy how he was basically the bad guy in Mile 22, which was a bigger role for him, but this has made him go viral.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like, which one is
I
more
mean, it'll
important?
do it. Getting eaten by Venom, dude. That's like huge.
It's pretty epic. It's pretty epic. Oh,
so,
man.
I mean, and I don't know how other to describe that, but getting eaten because I mean he like swallows them up. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't,
Yeah. All right, next thing. Let's dive a little bit into music a little bit. And we talked about this briefly last week when we mentioned the Billboard chart toppers. Eminem versus MGK, the little beef that's going on. I
Little.
researched it. Yes, a little back and forth, a little back and forth. It started in 2012 and MGK said something about Haley in a song and on social media. But just recently, Eminem decided to respond in his surprise album Kamikaze on Not Alike. But then about a week later, MGK responded with Rap Devil. Well, now Eminem fired back with Kill Shot. And the weird thing is, the guy who helped produce Not Alike on Eminem's Kamikaze also helped MGK write and produce Rap Devil.
Right.
So this guy's just getting, like, paid.
Yeah, as far as I
Just
know, I
stay in
heard
the
there
middle.
was
Yeah.
two people who wrote Rap Devil, and
Yeah.
MGK was not.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
and Logan and I brought up a point to Logan, and we kind of talked about it a little bit when he told me that because I hadn't heard that, and he kind of clued me in on that, and then it made me think of, is this another Beyonce Jay-Z situation where this whole thing is planned? Like, hey, bro, I can
Huge
help you
marketing.
become an actual
Yeah.
star, and I can help you with your comeback.
Yeah.
Let's cause
Publicity
this
stunt.
feud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
let's
said
cause this
that
feud
too.
and like
Yeah.
make it,
or
know.
like that Logan Paul thing in that other vlogger
Right.
where they did the boxing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
oh,
come
we're
on.
about to do
Because-
a rematch because it's a huge
I
marketing
mean,
I mean,
thing.
it's not like it's never been done before.
Yeah, and
Well, I
because
mean, you look
Home
at
Dude's
Jay-Z
getting
and Nas, and yeah.
Right.
he's getting more press than he's ever gotten. And I
Yeah.
think I just read yesterday that the Eminem's response was the most downloaded rap song in history.
Yeah.
So
It's
I mean,
number
it's
one on
clearly-
iTunes right
yeah.
now.
I think Eminem's smart enough to know that if he doesn't want to give this guy any press, he just wouldn't respond. around.
Right.
That's
period.
yeah. So I think
So is that what Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are doing? Throwing shoes?
not think that
Goodness
real. I think
gracious.
that's like just trash.
That's just
but, you know.
craziness. Goodness gracious.
But
and I
I don't know about that. Killshot was trying to kind of take a really big shot as
Yeah,
career.
I agree.
So I don't know if that was truly planned.
Yeah.
Especially like what he said to a 16-year-old girl
Right.
on social
At
media.
the time, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that MGK knew what he was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that it might have been arranged,
Right.
and he, MGK could be sitting over there going, "Ooh, that
That
stung."
That
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
That didn't.
But I
He
do
kept
like-
saying it was a leg shot. It wasn't a kill shot. It was a leg shot.
Like-
but the dude also just got booed at a recent concert for performing the diss song "Rap Devil." So
yeah. So while
it's pretty
Eminem's
funny.
#1 download and #1 on the
Yeah,
charts,
he's getting
booed for the race. So not working out so well for him.
No.
Yeah.
But
No.
and okay, so before we get to old Childish Gambino, since we're sticking with the childish confrontations and maybe plan, not plan.
Oh, those segues.
Apparently, Tom
Those
Arnold
segues.
and Mark Brunette got into a physical
Oh, I saw that.
throwdown
At an Emmy
the
party.
pre-Emmy party.
Yeah. What are
like,
you doing?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, come
Oh,
on.
Everyone
I-
knows you fight at the after party.
At the after party,
Exactly.
not at the
Parking lot.
pre-party.
Exactly. Like,
Goodness gracious. And apparently it was over some Trump stuff. So just,
yeah.
goodness
I mean,
gracious.
I don't know. I'm guessing maybe Tom said something to him about his affiliation with Trump because
Yeah.
for anybody who doesn't know, Mark Burnett was the creator and the guy behind with Trump of The Apprentice.
Right.
And so, I mean, I'm guessing Tom said something to that effect, and then
Yeah.
that didn't go over so well
Yeah.
with Mark. And
Mm.
but I mean, really, you grown ass men. We're gonna get
Exactly.
into a fist fight. Like,
Stop it.
I mean,
And we are both paid out the booty. Like, they are so rich right now. There's no need for confrontation.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
what has
yeah.
Tom Arnold done recently? I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff.
Well, didn't it have something to do with some sort of allusion to something that Tom Arnold was doing about Trump?
yes.
yeah,
That's, I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah.
But-
he has quite a few things about to come out.
Yeah.
Because I made sure to pull up his IMDb when this topic came up. He's been a regular at NCIS New Orleans recently. So there you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, I will say this. I mean,
But unnecessary.
yeah,
Y'all
it
are
was
grown,
completely.
grown-ass
and
men.
I kind of was a little upset when I heard about it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Siri.
Siri wanted
There
to
you
join
go.
the conversation.
Oh,
Yeah, she did.
I was kind of a little upset about it because I've met Tom Arnold and had
Yeah.
a really good conversation with him and hung out with him for a day. And he seems to genuinely be a really nice guy and
Yeah.
has got a solid grip on, what he's done wrong and what he's done right and kind of getting life. And so I was kind of upset to hear that he, was drug
Right.
into a physical altercation over
Like,
something so stupid.
Yeah, and apparently
you
he
know?
called the LAPD and was like
Yeah,
waiting for him and
yeah.
everything.
So,
So,
I mean,
crazy situation, man.
But in a
Y'all are-
situation like that, if both parties are
Right.
part of it, both of y'all go to jail. Both of y'all get
Exactly.
charged.
Exactly. Y'all are both famous. And then apparently, like, Tom Arnold and Burnett's wife, they were going back and forth on Twitter. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. Stop it.
so you're saying Tom Arnold was touched by an angel?
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
So anyway,
So anyway,
Donald Glover is suing his indie label that
Only some people will even get that
yeah,
joke, but
exactly.
that's okay.
Only some people.
I got it.
Donald Glover is suing his indie label that he's been with since he started. And it's because he hasn't been getting paid his streaming royalties, which is crazy because he's been so successful recently. And this might be an even more reason why he's trying to get out of his music career and transition into his acting and creating career on the film side. So
Mhm.
this is really a shame because this is why the Music Moderation Act should be passed.
Yeah,
Just saying.
it's funny because I was just about to tell you to go into that because it apparently it passed the Senate. It went to the House.
Yeah.
Apparently now it's been passed by the House and back to the Senate. And if they're cool with everything, they're all on the same page with
Yeah.
this. They all want to pass it. So the next step is to ratify it, send it to Trump.
Yeah.
And it's basically all good news
Yeah.
for creators.
Yeah.
A lot of the industry isn't happy about it, but the creators should be very happy about it
Exactly.
because it's going to protect against
Exactly.
things like this.
Exactly.
them not
People
getting
getting paid
paid
with the
and-
new streaming and everything
Yeah.
like that. And also the older artists previous to prior to 1972, they will also get paid for their streaming royalties, which they deserve to. They put out that great music,
I mean,
so
yeah,
they deserve that.
If you go onto any of the streaming services, that music is just massive quantities,
and
they're just banking on
our
that
road
stuff.
trips are nothing but like oldies
prior to,
exactly.
And it's like, you know,
to be
for
honest,
them not to be getting paid for that is insane.
It's ridiculous.
So,
Oh, that's the reason I've been against the music industry for years. I can't stand it one bit.
Yeah.
It's because of executives. The artists make their money by making shows. That's why they have to tour their heart out and nearly die every year to do 18 tours to bring that money in to have a little bit.
And the stress that puts on their body, and then that's why they get into these drugs, and that's why they overdose. It's just a bad cycle, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not sure. We'll have to research into this a little bit, and maybe talk about it on next week's show or something. I'm hoping that if it hasn't already happened, that it also happens in television as well. Because there are a lot of people prior to the late 1970s in the same situation where they don't get royalties for the shows they were on in like the 50s and like you've got all these legendary people who are not getting royalty checks from the reruns of Nick at Night or like all these things where basically everybody from Chips on is they don't even have to work. They're getting those steady checks every time it's shown. And I feel like they're running the hell out of all these pre-70s shows that are like huge hits. Exactly. And these people are struggling. And it's like...
But then you have to write the part of like, what about estates? Do estates still get their royalty checks on it too? Can some son or grandson of a running estate of somebody pick it up?
Collect that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, it would have to be some sort of an agreement, legislation. But I feel like if that hasn't already happened, it needs to, because I feel like those people are in the same boat as the musicians.
Exactly. Well, especially on Hulu, there's so many old stuff right now, like Lou Grant, Mary Tyler Morris, just stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, they also deserve to get paid.
Is that a segue?
Not yet. Not yet. But this next thing is pretty interesting because I really don't know how I feel about it. Patrick Stewart signed on to play Bosley in the new Charlie's Angels reboot.
He's just kind of busy.
Is his voice? Oh no, Bosley.
Bosley's the actual guy. Charlie's the
Bosley's the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather him be Charlie.
Bosley's the guy who everybody thought was Charlie, but
he's
really
actually
wasn't.
not.
It was just the guy in between.
Yeah, in the movies, Bill Murray in the first one, and Bernie Mac in the second one.
And you're right. He is a busy guy. They just recently announced he's coming back into the role of Captain Picard. So I mean, he's steady working.
They'll probably wrangle him back into Professor X too.
Yeah, I mean,
how much work has he done with Seth MacFarlane? Every Seth MacFarlane series has Patrick Stewart.
Honestly,
I'm really curious about this one though, because Kristen Stewart's in it, and she's already kind of said this is like unlike any kind of a Charlie's Angels thing you've ever seen before, either the past movies or the television show. And then I want to say I just read recently that Patrick Stewart is only one of multiple Bosleys that are going to be in the film.
So it's going to be kind of taking a page from the movies then.
Yeah.
Well, they said it's going to be something like no one's ever seen before from Charlie's Angels, right?
Right.
So should be interesting.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Was this a movie or is this a TV series?
It's a movie.
Is this a dark, gritty reboot then?
I don't know.
We shall see, bro. We shall see.
Speaking
of dark stuff, Julie Chen signed off Big Brothers the other night. I am Julie Chen Moonves, but now has not been seen on the talk and has reportedly not coming back to the show.
She's already given her farewell.
Yeah, she gave her farewell video the other day and basically said goodbye. And
she's in an awkward position, so I mean, I honestly don't blame her.
I think she's doing professionally what is right, because I feel like if she had continued on the talk would be focused on nothing but what's going on with Les Moonves, and it detracts from the show.
Well, they talked a lot about the Me Too movement in general.
But I just feel like she felt like she would be a distraction moving forward on the show and other things they could be talking about her, because she would consistently keep getting drug into this conversation.
And it's just
how can you talk about the Me Too movement and not mention her husband?
Agreed.
So I think she made the right decision.
Especially to be. I just wouldn't want to be in that situation.
Except for Les.
I just wouldn't want to be. I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
And then another kind of interesting exit, if you will. Apparently, according to Roseanne, she has spoken to the producers of the show. And when the Connors comes back and debuts or whatever, apparently her character is going to have died from an opioid overdose.
Dun, dun, dun. It's pretty ironic.
According
It
to
is.
she said, according to my spies.
Yeah.
According to my spies.
It makes sense. We know she was having the surgery. We know she was suffering from chronic pain. It would make sense that
She was
ODs
hiding
on-
pills in the new series.
Right. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but like they had kind of addressed that, and he confronted her.
He did.
Right.
He
Yeah,
did
but
confront
that
her.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
she wasn't
It
still
would have been.
good.
I
Yeah.
think it would have been easier just to go with an embolism went off and went
Yeah.
up to her lungs and in her heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually know of that situation happening from someone getting
wow.
a knee surgery and an embolism.
I thought she was
went
just
up.
gonna just not
That's
suffer.
Or a
crazy.
clot. I'm not
surgery.
too sure if it was an
Yeah.
embolism or clot. Sorry, I'm,
Yeah.
kinda-
So-
but
I'm not a
it's-
doctor.
It's crazy, honestly. So we shall see. It's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. The next topic, the writer officially says that Bert and Ernie were a homosexual couple, but Sesame Street comes out and says they deny that.
Right. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
in a time where it's so accepted, why not just say, yeah,
Right.
it's fine?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
were they ever brothers in the show? I don't.
Well, they're roommates,
well, no, because
so-
then we're crossing a line, okay?
Right.
If
Like,
it's
they're taking baths
incestual
together.
homosexuality,
yeah,
But
like,
no,
yeah.
no. What I'm going with is like two
It's
grown
Sesame Street.
men.
Why should they have sexuality?
well, okay, that's
Look,
They're-
here's what I'm looking
sure.
at. I'm looking at it's two grown men living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed.
no,
they're-
they had separate beds.
they're
like
two
Mary Tyler
puppets.
Moore.
like Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, like Mary Tyler, one with the E above it, one with the B above it.
The
or,
only thing that's a gender about them is their name.
No, it's funny that you bring that up because that's kind of what Sesame Street's statement was.
Yeah.
It's like they're puppets. There's no gender below the waist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that was kind of their thing. But I'm gonna call them out on this because if
Well, Elmo
anybody
sounds like a girl. It's a boy's name, though.
no, but if anybody remembers, just a couple of years ago, on Gay Pride Day and LGBTQ Day, they introduced a transgender Muppet.
Now, was this part
That's
of,
right.
Sesame
I forgot
Street.
about that. They
Was
It's
this
did.
a
on
bunny.
PBS or was this the one?
It was
on
PBS.
HBO?
It was on Sesame Street. It was a bunny, and forgive me, I don't remember the name,
Yeah,
but
I
it
don't
was
either.
a transgender bunny.
Yeah.
So you
I
can't.
don't see what's wrong with that.
I don't
Yeah.
either. You
No.
can't have it both
Both
ways
ways.
and only want it when it's good for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you.
Well, here's my thing. It's a children's show. Children don't care. So why is everybody else making a big deal?
Yeah,
Right.
this is definitely a grown-up issue being thrust upon
Like-
children
Well,
that
let's-
don't know to
I
care
mean,
about it.
That's
yeah.
how I feel about
It-
it.
I mean,
it
Sesame
shouldn't
Street was
be
the
a big
first
issue.
show to show death in the show.
Well, but
They
that's
were
my-
trying to break through barriers on television, and that is one of the barriers.
Yeah.
But it's like, how come we can't show Bert and Ernie being what they are?
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, to further that, I thought that's what the whole point of Sesame Street was, is to help kids learn about things that they're going to have to eventually deal with in life in a
Exactly.
way where they can understand it. So why not explain to them that this happens in
Exactly.
society and that it's okay
Like,
to you know.
Everybody's still happy. Everybody still treats everyone the same, just with the same
Wasn't there,
respect
like, a
and
whole-
kindness.
Exactly.
Show from Sesame Street, like a little song about it's okay to be gay, or was that a joke?
It
No,
might- I don't know.
I
I
don't
thought
know,
there was a
but I
real
would-
show.
I wouldn't
Remember.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure there was like a song. It was like it's okay to be gay.
Right,
It's like this whole
right.
song.
Wow, that was actually very good.
That,
That's how it went. Unless it
If
was
there
a
wasn't
joke.
before, there's going to
Yeah,
be
no.
now.
On next week's show, we're gonna recreate that song.
Unless there was like unless it was a spoof. I know it was a real video. I just
Yeah.
don't know if it was really Sesame Street.
Actually,
it might
no,
have
I
been
think
a
it was a
spoof.
spoof. I think I
But-
know what you're talking
I
about.
mean-
Yeah, maybe it was a spoof, but,
But
it could have been on Sesame Street.
Yeah, no, it could have been,
could've
and
been.
I mean, like I said, they did have the transgender bunny.
I'm
They
I'm trying to
did-
look it up,
since
but
you're
like
saying it, I
Google's
think I'm
not
trying to
helping
remember
me
it.
in this
Like,
one.
Yeah,
It was on a
like
sketch
that.
comedy show, I think.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
they did.
It
they-
was Sesame style.
It
Alright.
should be a
Sesame
real
style.
Sesame Street song.
It should be a real.
Wait,
Sesame
wait, wait. Are you mixing up Sesame Street with Avenue Q?
I don't know.
Because that
Ah.
could have been where it
That's
came
my whole
from.
point. Is I don't know.
And beyond that, though, it was like, you know, going to your point of it, you know, them making something like that. They introduced a character that had been bullied.
yeah.
And they were going through the topic
Exactly.
of people bully, and it's not okay to bully because it makes such and such feel this way or that
Right.
way or whatever.
Yeah.
So again, I don't
When I watch Sesame
understand.
Street, they're just teaching me letters and numbers. And
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, it's sure come a long
Near?
way from C is for cookie,
Yeah.
right?
Here?
Like,
Like,
People need to know how to do more than spell and count now.
Yeah.
Right.
And life is
Yeah.
more complicated.
It is more complicated.
I don't
think
know,
that's
man.
an
There's some
excellent
people
point.
out there that need to count just a little bit
Yeah,
better.
there's too many people that don't know how to speak or spell anyway
Yeah.
right now.
I mean-
they should not miss those.
Has anybody
Well-
went through
Episodes.
YouTube comments? I mean, ooh,
A
spelling.
lot of
It
people need
was-
to count.
Yeah, YouTube comments
And I
are
think
rough.
we can say, after watching the Happy Time Murders, if you are
Yeah.
one of those in favor of Sesame Street's explanation and believe that there is nothing below the puppet's waist, do not go see that movie.
Do not go see
Well,
that
do
movie.
not
Oh
go
my
see Happy
that
Time
goodness.
was
movie.
Jim Henson's son.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's plenty below below the waist
goodness.
in that movie.
Goodness
It's
gracious.
interesting.
Yeah.
Silly string.
So did
A lot
Silly
of
string.
silly string.
So did something happen Monday? Something on the TV?
The little Emmy Awards.
Emmy
little something,
Awards
something.
happen?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny that all that people are talking about is the one thing. I haven't heard anything else about
What's the one thing?
the proposal.
You're right. I forgot about
Yes.
that's a
The
lot of
super
pressure.
romantic-
Speaking of that, that's a lot of pressure.
Wait, I
like, yeah,
missed
yeah,
that.
that's super romantic, but what? That's like a lot.
But
of
what if
pressure
she wanted to say
yes.
no?
Yeah, and then everybody would
I mean,
boo
How can
her.
you say no when someone's like, "You're the sunshine of my life," and my mom told me to never let the sunshine of my life
Aw.
go. My mom, who just died 2 weeks ago, and
Ooh.
he ain't saying
Ooh.
no.
That's
But like
true.
that's the point. I think
Ooh.
Lil
He ain't
Cam's trying to
saying
make,
no.
right?
Like,
You like forced
you
her to
can't
say
say
yes.
no.
You can't say no at that point.
What's
Like,
that Gordon Levitt Jr. movie where they're all trying to celebrate Christmas with Seth Rogen?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
All
what
I'm
it's
thinking
called.
of
Was
is
the night or something like
50-50.
that, whatever it
But
was.
that's not it.
But
No,
he
that's-
he does that. He does that in there in front of this huge
Yeah.
group of people. He proposes to this girl he's
Yeah.
been broken up with for a year,
Wow.
and
But see,
she
that's
says yes
different.
and goes aside and goes, "Hell no."
Oh,
But
goodness.
that's different because they were broken up. I feel like a lot of people, like most people, you kind of know how the answer is going to be before you propose.
Definitely.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
many
agree.
people
True.
take that kind of chance without being pretty certain
Agreed.
that the person's going to say
Agreed.
yes.
Sure.
We
Especially
are
when
all
doing
we
live
are
TV.
happy for you.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
just
no,
want
we
to say
are.
that we are very happy.
I don't feel
for
like I'm
you.
the only one that's happy about it.
No.
Everyone else is like, but she
Save
was
it. We're
forced.
all happy. We all
we're all
6 of us
happy.
are happy.
Don't
but
want to put you on
I
the
was
spot
just saying
in front of
that's
millions of people.
That's a
though,
lot
you
of
know?
pressure. My back would start sweating if that. I was like, oh god.
But it like made the Emmys. I haven't heard anything else about anything happening other than that.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
could you even imagine if she had said no?
yeah. Like.
The internet would have died. The internet would have froze
Well,
for
I
a
know
few
that-
Been in a
minutes.
newspaper the next day, probably.
Yeah, probably. Well, I know the Emmys were huge for streaming services in general. Netflix won like 20 plus. Hulu won a whole bunch. Drama series, the best Emmy drama series went to Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Game of Thrones is a
Yep.
pretty good one. The best comedy series went to Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
that's
not. This one won, I think, 5. I have not even started watching
You
this.
should.
Me
Is
neither.
it good?
I'm in the same
Oh,
boat.
snap.
It's really good.
I have read the pilot episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually watched it yet. But I want to after reading it.
You should too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
will.
may be something to look into.
It's Amy Sherman Palladino.
Mm.
Yeah.
Should we watch it, Emily?
You should.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody
Is
who-
it worth it?
Yeah.
It is.
It is
Yeah,
worth
oh.
it.
Hashtag you
Oh.
should.
Oh, maybe you should
Hashtag
join
you
us.
should.
Maybe you should join us and give us a review on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh,
mm.
Low
for-
Cam don't like
She's
the
gonna have a
kid.
veil
no,
on.
don't like the can. For those who don't know, it's Amy Sherman Palladino, the mastermind behind Gilmore Girls,
Yeah.
is the creator of this show.
Gee, I wonder if that's why she likes it.
No, that's why I started watching it.
I
Right.
know. You can just write a statement and just hand it to them, and they'll read it for you.
But it has to be on camera. I want to see you like pass
like,
a note.
Like this just
You
in.
can see my
This
hand
just
in the shot.
from Little Cam.
Right.
Emily
It's
has an
worth
opinion.
it.
But the reason I bring up Amy Sherman is because, excuse me, she also won for. I'm just having a
Don't die.
terrible moment here.
yeah.
The mouth is not functioning.
No, it's all good. She also won for Best Writer and Best Director for
Yeah.
the series, and
That's
she's the
epic.
first woman to do that for a comedy series.
That's epic.
In like the history of the Emmy Awards.
Damn.
So 70 plus years, she's the first woman to do that.
Yeah.
And I know Little Cam will agree with me, but I mean, I just feel like had Gilmore Girls been on a streaming service or been on now as opposed to the WB back
Yeah.
in early
Yeah.
times,
Back in the day.
I think it was ahead of its time and people didn't recognize the brilliance or the quirkiness of the dialogue or the context of what Amy Sherman Palladino was trying to do. Because I feel like Lauren Graham should have had multiple Emmys at this point for Parenthood, for Gilmore Girls, for a ton of things. and
she's
she
awesome.
doesn't. And I feel like had it been now, much like Miss Maisel, it would have been a different story.
I
But
heard it's very funny though.
it is. I mean, Amy
It
Sherman is brilliant writer, and
Yeah.
and I mean, she's quirky, and I mean, you got to really be on to what she's trying to do with her
Right,
writing.
that's the thing.
But I mean, well earned. I think it's well earned and well deserved. And lead actress and supporting. I mean, they won a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a great show.
That's awesome.
I guess we'll need to watch it.
Yeah.
You should.
You should.
Official statement.
Another one that
Emily's going to come out with her own webcast called "You
should.
Should."
You should.
That's just gonna be it.
No, yeah.
Some more honorable mentions. The lead actress in a drama series, The Queen, Claire Foy, The Crown.
Yes.
Much deserved. Oh my
not on
goodness.
anymore, though.
So
No.
we don't want to talk about that though.
No, but it was
don't
still
wanna
really
bring that up.
awesome.
Bad
I
subject,
just caught
bad
up
subject.
on the first season, and
Well, I mean, because they
It's-
jumped.
isn't
they
it
jumped-
so
deserved.
good? It's
Well,
so
well
good.
deserved.
Did they
Oh,
jump
yeah.
forward?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna
They
jump
They were good.
forward
She wasn't
so
gonna
many
be
years.
in anyway. She
Well,
was
they.
gonna
I
be-
Why
mean,
not?
so
Why-
much
why
stuff
can't
with
they age her?
CGI, yeah, and
Maybe she didn't
makeup.
want to do that. I don't know.
Okay.
Because
Exactly,
the
they don't
Uncanny
want to.
Valley.
You know what I really don't understand is they aged Lithgow to play Churchill.
Exactly.
Like, why
why?
wouldn't they age the rest of them to play the other of them? I mean,
Okay,
I just
well,
don't get
how
it.
much? How much did they age Lithgow?
Quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah,
look at,
he
look
looked
at
rough.
What
Churchill.
what
He
it
looked
was? And
rough.
I read about it. It was on Darkest Hour. Is the same crew who did the Darkest Hour did Lithgow.
Well, it makes sense.
So
Oh, wow.
same crew who did Gary Oldman, who got
Their
a
Churchill
Oscar
specialist.
for it, went in and won it, but Lithgow didn't want to sit in the seat longer.
well,
Because
I mean,
Gary Oldman was sitting in the seat for 3 hours, and Lithgow was only do about an hour,
I-
hour and a half.
Oh,
right.
man.
I just think that anybody who has seen the show, seen the performances, I feel sorry for the actors who are following up Claire Foy and Matt Smith.
Honestly.
Because it's going to be really difficult to play those characters better than those two actors played those characters.
Well, they're going to
Yeah.
be playing him at a different stage in
I-
their life, so it's
still,
going to be
though,
probably different characters. When you think about it.
Whole different dynamic. and,
I
like,
guess,
oh my
but
goodness.
man, I'm like Team Claire Foy.
Yeah, honestly.
Just hashtag Team Claire.
And another one, another honorable mention, I just want to shout out the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story.
Yeah.
It got so many awards. So bravo to everyone who won. Yeah, I need to watch it as well.
Yeah.
So-
the first,
I
the
want to
first
watch
season
it.
was
They
good, too.
wanted to watch
Well,
Is it?
Third season's about Katrina, I believe.
Really?
And you know
Wow.
what? I want to give an honorable mention shout out because finally, and I don't know if anybody else around our little group here watches The Americans, but it was a freaking brilliant show.
Yeah, I've been
And
told to watch that.
It was
but I never did.
phenomenal. The acting, and finally, somebody won from that. Matthew Rhys, lead actor.
That's cool.
It would first. Kerry Russell should have been winning every year. Matthew should have been winning every year. It was a brilliant series. So congrats to Matthew for finally getting recognized for his work on that show
Mhm.
because it was amazing.
Yeah.
And you brought up a great point about the amount.
Mhm.
Remember, because Netflix got 23 and HBO got 23, and that's a record, and they tied for the record for the most ever. And remember last week when the CEO of AT&T, who owns HBO and everything, kind of made
Yeah,
that
wasn't he talking
comment
trash?
that Netflix was the Walmart
Nah.
of streaming services
Nah.
and HBO was the Tiffany, and yet they won the same amount of awards, bro.
Mhm.
They both 23.
It's like we are competitors.
So yeah,
Like,
Like,
don't get it twisted, bro.
yeah. Who
We're right
is
here.
what now? I think you're on
Exactly.
fair playing ground now.
And
So
again, what I
either
said-
you're a Walmart or they're a Tiffany. It's time to stop making
Like I
that.
said,
You know.
Walmart appeals to a larger demographic.
So you're saying they're both Walmarts? That's. I think that's what Soundman said. They're both Walmarts.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Oh man! But after all these wins for Netflix, I saw that their stock went up. Like,
Yeah, the next day it
Yeah.
jumped considerably.
yeah. So that's awesome. That's awesome for them, especially if they're gearing up for this big battle that we keep talking about with Disney. So it's awesome to see that they're moving in the right direction at least.
Yeah. Man, is it going to get interesting?
It is. It is.
I
It's
just
a
feel like when
great time to be involved in the film industry and the industry in general
in the
because
industry
it's
in general.
all of it.
Yeah, and
Or Tang.
Tang. Because I mean, as we know, labels are getting shut out if you can just stream your stuff for free. So I mean, music, film, television, it's everything.
It's kind of all come down to this digital streaming platform.
Yeah.
And these like handful of giants are trying to beat each other down
Yeah.
to control all of it. That's why they're all merging. Have you noticed that all the conglomerates now, that have kind of merged together, they're all the portfolio is all of it. It's music,
Yeah.
it's television, it's film, it's merchandising, and that's the whole general idea now, where these things used to all be separate.
Yeah.
These conglomerates are all bringing it all together into one, like, we're everything.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
everything is going to be streaming and digital.
Exactly.
And self-contained in like this package. And
Exactly.
that's-
Well, for example, like if you get onto your Apple Music and you go to browse, there's a TV and movie selection where you can watch like Apple's like little shows, which includes like Carpool Karaoke.
Yeah.
I know Birdman from Cash Money released a documentary. I know P. Diddy released a documentary,
Yep.
all through Apple. So it's crazy.
Speaking of, didn't Apple won the Emmy, right? James Corden and Apple won the Emmy for
they really?
the Carpool Karaoke
Oh, wow.
series. Yeah.
I did not even know.
That's the first win for Apple, and
Yeah.
James Corden, like, congrats. 'Cause
Yeah, definitely.
Carpool Karaoke is so there
Big
you
fan
go.
of
Like the
Carpool.
streamers, even somebody that's known for music,
Exactly.
won an Emmy for television programs. So
It's all
boom.
intertwined.
It is intertwined, and it's like I don't know who I'm pulling for.
I know, right?
I
There's
don't know,
so many.
I don't-
There's so many.
I know which one I have stock in,
Yeah.
but I don't know who I'm pulling for. Oh,
man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Can't
to
we
see.
all just stream along?
Can't we all just stream along?
Yeah, you're
I like
working on
that.
an album, aren't you? It's
Right.
like, it's okay to be gay. Can't we
Yeah.
all stream along? It's like taking
gonna
his
be our-
album breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be streaming on all of the platforms.
Yeah, but first it will be on our website, crazyantfilms.com.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
And they call it vanilla pudding. It'll be
Vanilla pudding.
guaranteed to offend nobody.
Vanilla pudding. That's like the best,
Oh my
and that's also
goodness.
your name.
Yes.
Yeah, she's gonna go on tour as Vanilla Pudding. It's gonna be
No, it's vanilla latte.
Vanilla,
vanilla
latte. I
latte.
like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, vanilla latte serves up vanilla pudding.
Serves
Like,
up.
I'd be like,
Oh my
wow,
goodness.
that's an epic tour right there.
Oh,
boy.
craziness,
Now I'm
craziness.
hungry.
Now I'm hungry.
Right?
she
Like,
says.
what is going on? All right, so like
Fixing
we
a
talked
toast.
about at the top of the show, we're super excited. I mean, this man is literally a living legend. 7-time Emmy Award winner. 7 times. He won an Emmy for the character for 2 different genres, for comedy and drama, which
Yeah.
is like crazy.
Yeah, unheard of.
5 Golden Globes. I mean, 2-time SAG president. This guy, like, his career is amazing.
Honestly.
And no doubt iconic and a pioneer in early television. I mean, the stuff that he was able to do along with Mary Tyler Moore and the rest of that cast on that show broke so much ground in television and in that time of what was accepted and what wasn't. It's amazing. So we're about to dial him up,
Yes.
and we are like, I can't believe this is awesome. I mean, this is going to be an incredible interview. So let's give him a call.
Prince?
Hi, is this Ed Asner?
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you so much for taking some time to be on the show today. We really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
I honestly, sir, I grew up with you, and I mean, I am beyond humbled to be able to interview you today. I just think what you've been able to do in your career and the stuff you've been able to just accomplish is amazing. And I'm really excited to talk to you about everything that you were able to do from your time. And thank you, first of all, for your service in the Army. Yeah, I mean, you served honorably and did what you had to do. So, I mean, we appreciate that.
Well, I found it, it's like it wouldn't have been right if I didn't serve in the Army, because it was like a rite of passage.
So after that is when you really kind of came back and started the whole acting career, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then you kind of decided to move on to New York, right?
Yeah, after I got all the reviews I could get in Chicago, I wanted to take them and slap people in the face with them.
Not so favorable to start out with, huh?
No, they were good. They were good.
Okay, well, that's good. So, like so many who start out in stage, I mean, did you see yourself kind of moving forward with a stage career, or how did it kind of develop into television? Was it always the goal?
I just did one step at a time. I was busy being, feeding myself and keeping busy on the stage. I didn't think in terms of automatically prepping for movies by doing so, but everything just automatically rolled along with each new increment. And eventually, TV and films was the be-all and the end-all.
Right. And I mean, that kind of started, I guess, in like with Studio One and just kind of progressed from there.
Right.
I saw a lot of quotes, from you that like when you first started out, you would be searching the want ads, but once you had committed to acting, you were like, there was nothing else. I'm going to stay committed to this, and whether it's, goes this way or that way, this is what I'm going to do.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think all of us sitting around really admire that, because I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to make that type of a commitment, and when it kind of gets hard or things aren't going right, they kind of bail. And I admire people who kind of like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to ride the good times and the bad times and just really go with it. And I mean, it's clearly worked out for you. So much respect for you being able to do that and to follow through with what you wanted to do.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You worked with Elvis Presley, right?
Twice.
Right, twice. How was that? I mean, that was kind of like during the transition from music into film, and he's doing the acting thing. And what was it like to work with somebody like, I guess, at that level of where he was at that point?
It wasn't just, it was like watching a lion brought onto the stage and studying him in his cage.
Oh.
The first one was with Kid Galahad,
Right.
remake, and he had a large entourage with him at the time, and he was also busy breaking his hands on karate.
That's true, right?
So, but he was good and diligent with his work, and I liked what I saw. Then years later, we were put together again in Change of Habit.
There you go. Yeah, Change of Habit.
And he had lost the entourage by then, or dismissed it. And he was a lot slicker and smoother, and the women certainly seemed to go crazy over him. He still was a good guy and easy to work with.
Okay.
And now on the second one there, Change of Habit, that's when you first met Mary Tyler Moore, correct? She was in that one as well, right?
I never met her there.
Never met her there. Well, that's interesting how that works, isn't it?
We had different working hours.
Yep, different working hours. But so let's talk about that a little bit, because you did kind of make the transition into the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which the iconic role of Lou Grant. And I think everybody, I don't think there's a single person who doesn't know the Mary Tyler Moore Show and Lou Grant. You kind of approach that character based on your brothers, right?
The Mary Tyler Moore character I did, yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of said they were kind of clownish and kind of, so when you approached the comedy based on them?
And blustering and this and that, and I took from them for that part of Lou.
Right. So, well, that's pretty interesting. And then you said when you made the transition into the drama side of it, you kind of had to go back to yourself, right?
Yeah, the clown wasn't working that much for Lou Grant then, and became a sober-sided fellow.
Right.
And I had to find somebody I could count on to be more serious, and that was the inner me.
The inner you, right. And successfully so, because you are one of the only people to win an Emmy in two different categories. You won the Emmy for Lou Grant in comedy and in drama, so you were able to successfully portray the character in both realms.
Right.
Yeah, and well, congratulations on that. That's quite the accomplishment right there.
I had to simplify things for myself, and that's the way I did it, and it worked.
Well, yes, sir. It sure did.
Which one did you enjoy playing more, the comedy version of Lou Grant or the drama version of Lou Grant?
Oh, by all means, the comedy.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what was it like with Mary Tyler Moore? How was she?
She was magnificent. She was the best star one could have been affiliated with. She was generous, creative, patient. You couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, it was quite the ensemble cast, and I think you all really shined and really kind of came out, and I thought it was just, a great example of how a cohesive group can work together and really do what you guys did was just amazing.
I liken Mary to, as the star of the show, being an axle, and on that axle the wheels are put on, and the wheels are all the differing talents that are on her show. And they're allowed to spin and attract as much attention as they can do. And she remains the steady Eddie axle.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's what made the show such a success, is that she had that attitude and allowed you guys to do what you did and be able to do your performance. And to me, she never really had that ego like I'm the star and you guys have to be set aside. It never came across that way.
I understand Betty was quite funny on the Emmy show.
Yes, I heard. Yeah, quite. Talked about how she was still around at this age, and that if you stay around long enough, yeah, she's. Talk about her. Has she always been this kind of quirky, like in your face, tells you like it is lady, even way back on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
She got a great sense of humor, and she's very talented. She's very generous herself.
Yeah.
Very giving and very sweet and cooperative, and I love her dearly.
Oh, well, I'm sure awesome. She feels the same way about you. She does seem to just be a very genuine, a good person. So.
I'll get her on the phone. Let's find out.
All right, we'll see if we can work that out. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, okay, after Lou Grant and all the you kind of made the trend. One of my memories early on was Roots. I thought Roots was just an amazing miniseries and I mean pretty groundbreaking at the time, and kind of like controversial in its approach to what it was saying and doing, and I thought your performance in that was amazing. And so coming off of Lou Grant into such a role, well, what was that like? I mean, did you find it coming out of Lou Grant? Were you looking for specific roles to get away from Lou Grant to not be typecast, or to contrast? Right. Which, I mean...
and before I did Roots, I did Rich Man, Poor Man, which gave me a great jumping off board, an extreme contrast to Lou Grant.
Right.
In Axel Jordash. So that was... And I brought it off well, and it felt great and comfortable, so that Roots was far less troublesome.
Yes, yeah. So what do you think your favorite role outside of Lou Grant was, or your most challenging role maybe outside of Lou Grant?
Well, Rich Man, Poor Man was certainly a big plunge.
Yes.
And I kept expecting them to give me shoes that would make me limp. I was using a limp. They didn't have it. So I had to come in. I used a German accent, and first day of performing, the director said, you want to use the accent? You don't have to if you don't want to. I felt it would have been a sacrilege if I hadn't used a German accent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So all of these things which devolved back onto me, and I solved the questions, and I'm happy with the results.
Definitely. And speaking of accents, I heard you had to perform a Scottish accent for the animated series The Gargoyles.
Yeah, I constantly agonized over that one.
Was that a difficult one? Did you find you were able to finally get it, or?
No, I never was sure how well I brought it off.
Well, I mean, the character was extremely popular, so I think the general audience liked the way you pulled it off.
I really enjoyed the show growing up.
Yeah, well, he was a good guy. He was a good gargoyle.
He was a good gargoyle. And a lot of people I don't think realized that you had done a lot of extensive voice work in,
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man, and throughout the 90s, Captain Planet, and a pretty extensive resume of voice work. Do you find that you like voice work? I mean, the idea of not having to be in front of the camera but still be able to perform. How is that?
Yeah, you don't have to bathe.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
Right.
Like, so, and then that kind of. So, I guess let's talk about Up. I think anybody, especially this generation, a huge fan of Up. It's got, in my opinion, Pixar's best movie, Disney's best movie, animated. I thought your performance was brilliant in that. How did that come about? How did you land that role?
Let me see. My voiceover agent submitted my voice, as he did probably hundreds of others of his clients. So I had no great expectations, wasn't holding my breath, expecting a miracle. Then I found out after getting the job that I was doing a reading of a one-man show at a benefit in Marin County.
Okay.
And found out that the two producers, or the main producer, Pete Doctor, and his co-producer, Bob, actually came from where Pixar was up there, and attended that reading that I gave for the on the benefit. And it's a reading of a Holocaust survivor, and it's tremendously stark and depressive.
Right.
And they came and saw that, and from that they decided to use me and Up.
Wow,
that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean that's impressive. So you go through the normal route, your voiceover agent, and it really had nothing to do with your voiceover work that they had seen. It's because of your performance in a live show. So that's amazing. And I think, I don't know, maybe because of the context of what you said the benefit read was about, I think it kind of relates to what he was going through in Up, you know, basically surviving the loss of his wife. And I mean, maybe they saw the parallels there. So, yeah, I thought you really related to the character really well in Up.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love the movie. I think it's a double love story, I call it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really touched the younger generation. And speaking of the younger generation, what's up with the social media? You're really active on Twitter.
We found it so funny that, like, everybody appears, like, the main question you get a lot on social media is that you're still alive. Yeah. Like, this whole thing that everybody thinks you've passed away already. It's like...
Yeah, there was this stuff put out on, I don't know what media put it out, that I was dead.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, no, still here.
So now like just
busy apparently.
And busy, right? So now all these people keep like, yeah, I do like how you.
For now, I'm alive.
For now,
for now.
Yeah. Well, and you, I mean, you're doing a lot of charitable work and benefit work, right? I know you work with the autism a lot. You have a son and a grandson that's autistic, and I know you do a lot of work with them and your foundation.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you do like an annual poker event every year for that, right?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
We had it just the other night, and it was very successful.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that. How's your poker face?
But that?
I said, how's your poker face? Are you pretty vicious? Do you take a lot of their money?
Well, I steal a lot of their money.
I steal a lot of their money.
My expertise isn't good enough to win it.
Okay. Well, at least he's honest. I mean, there you go, right? There you go. And I mean, you always get a good celebrity turnout, right? This is kind of a celebrity charity event where you get some people to come together and play poker with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And now
we had a good turnout.
Yeah, absolutely. And congratulations on that. I think it's awesome what you do.
Yeah.
And you have a family found. Now, it's your son and daughter, right? The twins that run the foundation. Your Ed Asner family.
Yeah, my son is the real.
Right.
That's cool.
My daughter his twin will eventually join up when we mark off exactly what her duties will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she's doing my booking and getting me placed. We're leaving tomorrow for a 2-week trip.
Oh wow!
Going to Maine and Chicago and Detroit and Des Moines and Cedar Rapids.
Wow!
All over the damn place.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, is this for another reading? Or are you doing another stage show, or what's this trip for?
It's for my one-man show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Man in his prostate.
Yeah, the man with the prostate, right?
Man in his prostate.
Yeah. That and so that's talk about that a little bit. That's an interesting show, right? It's a comedy, but it's like really kind of touching and informative on the subject, right?
Yeah, it's a wonderful combination that Ed Weinberger has made based on his own experiences with prostatitis. He wrote this script and it's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, we make sure to get the points in to alert people to getting tested for prostate cancer.
Definitely.
And letting them know that every 16 minutes a man dies of prostate cancer.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes that's the best way to approach it, a serious subject with a little bit of comedy, you know, because sometimes things are hard to talk about, and if you can lighten the mood with a little bit of comedy and still get that message out there, I think that's a good thing.
Well, out of tragedy comes comedy. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that. I know that's been doing pretty well for you, and that sounds like quite the trip coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a bigger piece of luggage. 10 years over, will you?
It's on the way. It's on the way.
We'll all send all of ours.
It's a pretty big one, so I think it'll get you.
Good.
Yeah.
No further questions.
No further questions.
No further.
It'll have some money in it for you too.
That's right. That's right. We're actually, well, maybe we'll run into you. We're actually making our way up that way too next week and over the next couple of weeks. So who knows, right?
Where are you going?
Oh, we're going to New York City. We're going to see a stage show up in New York City and doing some meetings up there. So we're going to be up in that area, and who knows? Maybe we'll come try to catch the show.
Well, I'm doing New York, let's see, a couple of days before my birthday, which is in November.
Right.
Okay.
So if you extend your stay, I'll see you there.
Oh, sounds
yeah.
like a plan. Yeah, I think I would absolutely. It would be an honor.
Definitely.
It absolutely would.
Good.
Well, listen, again, I unbelievably humbled. I think we all appreciate
definitely.
you really taking the time today to talk with us. I think it's been a stellar career. I think you're an amazing individual, what you do with your charity work and your activism and obviously your career. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, sir.
Yes.
It really has.
Well, mine too.
Well,
Good.
We really appreciate it. And again, we can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Well, as long as I'm on the right side of the grass, I'll continue to act.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All the way, right?
Chance,
Commitment till the end. I love it.
Performance where I'm not on the right side of the grass. Or the haunting.
That's the haunting.
Well, there you go. I'll be looking out for that.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you take care now, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
sir.
sir.
Thank you for the pleasure.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Wow.
Legend.
Legend.
Talk about like just through the decades touching so many people at so many different times, like with Up. I know that's such an emotional kids movie.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
that's crazy. But
Wow.
from working with Elvis, Mary Tyler Moore, and then Will Ferrell, like
Yeah.
there's so many
Yeah.
greats that just thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
Mr. Asner.
absolutely, sir. Like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Pleasure was ours.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it really was.
And
oh my
I mean,
goodness.
yeah, maybe we'll have to take another trip to New
Yeah,
York and
just a little something,
see old Ed,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Bring him some luggage for
I'd
his
be down-
birthday.
I'd be down for
like,
that.
I would totally be down with that. I will bring him a piece of luggage for his birthday.
I will fill it with Monopoly money. like, here you go.
Put that card in it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Here's a card. I think it's time for a little top 5, and this week it's top 5 drama
Oh,
series.
this is tough.
This
They're always
one-
tough.
This
Why am I
one
surprised?
was tough, man.
Did you ever come up with any directors?
Yeah, did you?
Huh?
Did you ever
come
come
up with any directors?
Huh?
She's like, I don't know what you're talking
I don't
about.
I'm talking about
We're
shows.
talking
She can't
about
be
drama
writing songs
series.
and thinking of directors, bro. This is
Exactly.
like, I
Too
mean,
much.
And I
she's
mean,
busy.
she's got some other stuff going on. So, you know.
Oh, what? Those 3 other jobs?
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
nothing about that.
those things.
Those classes.
Those things.
Oh,
Oh.
because we're always working. Because that's what we do, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what we do. I can tell you that to all of our listeners, we have just confirmed and booked. If you're a fan of Iron Fist season 2
That was now.
or The Walking Dead, Mr. James Chen
That's
just got
very
the
exciting.
confirmation.
Yeah,
so
blind spot.
looking forward to that. He will
Wow.
be joining
Sam
us
Chung.
as an upcoming guest really soon.
Yeah.
Sam Chung,
Yes.
Cool.
Sam Chung on Iron Fist.
future
Sorry.
blind spot.
And Kale on the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And he's going to be appearing on the upcoming Dick Wolf series,
Epic.
which is going to translate good into this top 5 drama things because
Mhm.
Dick Wolf is on my list.
Most
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so congrats. Thanks, James. We appreciate it. And
Yeah,
we're
shout
looking
out.
forward to that. It's going to be an epic show.
Definitely. Definitely. Ladies first.
Okay.
Tavia?
I will say some of, I don't remember all of my favorite directors, but no, my brain went blank. I don't remember any of them.
No, I don't remember any.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Shit. Okay, well,
What are your dramas?
my dramas.
I'd like to go on record and say Vanilla Latte had a gaffer moment. That's gaffer moment.
Damn.
Hold on, let me note that.
Yeah, he's fine to call that out.
Uh-huh.
I'm okay. I'm allowed to call that
Yeah.
out. Like
All
gaffer
right,
moment.
so Latte 1, Gaffer, how many?
Ooh.
I can't remember. I tell you, but I can't
There
remember.
we go. There we go. All right. So, of course, Game of Thrones. I do love
Yes.
that show.
Good show.
Breaking Bad. So that's 2.
Damn
Let's
it.
see. The Walking Dead, even though I have mixed feelings about it now, I'll still always have a place in my heart for The Walking
Right.
Dead. Sorry, I had to look to
You're
see.
good.
Oh,
You're
Orange is
good.
the New Black.
It's a good
I do
one.
like that. And well, we'll go Stranger Things. I do love that one too. I know I'm missing some, but
Damn it.
there we go. I'm gonna go with that.
Off the
No,
cuff.
that's-
Off the cuff.
I'm-
Off
gonna
the
say
cuff.
that.
Mine's gonna be off the cuff too, but
Okay.
Other lady.
All right.
Other lady.
all the other lady. I don't know. I'm
It's a
just-
musical kind of day.
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
We're just gonna break out into dance. Okay.
Oh no. Sound man.
This is
Sit
the
down.
musical episode. This is a special musical episode
That's
of
right.
Inside the Crazy
Right.
Ant Farm.
Okay. So anyway,
At the end,
Anyway.
Emily's gonna toss the hat in the air.
Oh,
like
goodness.
The
Like the
iconic,
Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah,
J-Lo's hat.
that's right.
I got you.
It's a team effort.
It's gonna hit the fan.
It is.
God, I would probably. That's why he's not going to let me have the hat. But
I was gonna do it. But just go. Just
you're
go.
not a girl.
I know, but I wanted to do
Mary
it.
Tyler Moore's a girl.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know. Mary Tyler Moore opened the door for
He could-
everybody.
He could
Emily.
just be Tyler Moore.
Everybody can throw the hat in the air, okay?
Right.
That's not what I meant.
He could just be Tyler Moore.
Or marry the Tyler Moore.
Oh
Marry
my
the Tyler
goodness.
Moore.
There you
Let's not
go.
get started on that.
There you go. That could work. There you go.
Goodness.
All right. So anyway, This Is Us,
Mm.
Parenthood.
Mm.
I promise my list is not the same as yours.
Yeah, because
after
that sounds exactly
not.
like mine so far.
It's
But
not.
okay.
Grey's Anatomy,
Grey's Anatomy.
The Crown,
Mm.
and the BBC Sherlock.
Okay.
The
Oh,
hour
yeah.
and a half episode
Yes.
one.
That you need to get through.
Dude, that's like a movie long
Yeah,
worth TV
it's
show.
worth
That's
it.
intense.
You
It's on
should.
operating.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness, that's so crazy.
But,
You should.
but it's
They don't
Morgan
have time
Freeman and
constraints over
Benedict.
I
there.
understand, but it's so long. Who
yeah.
has an hour and a half to watch a show?
It's pretty.
By the way,
Everyone who
It's
watches
Barely
it.
have 40.
You're a photographer, right?
Yeah.
You would love Sherlock because they do some of the most beautiful transitioning
really?
shots
True.
all
See,
the
now you got
time.
me
If you
Constant,
would
like,
get through the
Piccadilly
hour and a half
Circus.
episode.
Now you got me
I
interested.
watched the first
It's
episode.
pretty.
Yeah, I watched the first episode as well.
By the
man.
way, does anybody else kind of think like Benedict and Martin are like the non-Muppet Bert and Ernie? They're like in everything. They're inseparable.
Oh
They're
my
like
goodness.
everything
What are you
that
saying?
anyone
What
has
are you
ever
saying
been
right
in.
now?
What exactly are you saying?
I'm
right
not
now?
saying that at all. I'm just saying they seem to
Dustin,
be inseparable.
Have you seen the first episode of Sherlock? Like the whole time is like, Sherlock constantly turns to Watson. I'm not gay like that.
That's the whole
It's
series.
The whole joke.
Gay?
Exactly.
That's so
That's
funny.
what I'm saying. The non-Muppet
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie.
That's
Like,
funny.
I'm just saying.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who's next? Anybody?
I'll go.
You.
I think
Jake?
you, right? Are we going in
I
order?
mean, I guess, yeah, I'll go. Damn.
Damn.
Mine's a mix between shows I watch now and shows that I used to watch, or that are classics that I like. Power. Power is awesome. Love it. Stars. Go watch it. The Crown. Netflix. Love it. Walking Dead. Love it. Ozark. Jason Bateman.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
I've got to finish that one.
Have you started season 2?
No, I've seen only part of season 1. I've got to
Mm.
go back and rewatch it and finish
It's
it.
so good.
Kevin's getting on to me about it.
Kevin. And then number 1, Sons of Anarchy. I saw that the Mayans did a really good job with their first episode, so I need to start watching that as well, since that's the spinoff. So, yeah, that's my
Yeah.
top 5.
This was tough because,
Right.
I mean, there's dozens of shows that I've watched in the past that probably make the list, but I couldn't remember them.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna go with the ones that I.
Memorable.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just I just wouldn't. I mean, off the cuff.
so
I was
you had a
thinking of-
gaffer
No,
moment.
not really.
He's like, no.
It's like, they were so good, I couldn't remember.
No, I mean, it's, no. They'll probably come back to me. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mention that one. But I'm just
Wait,
thinking
see,
of the
I
ones.
thought he was going into the musical again.
Yeah.
It's all coming back.
Oh, good.
Adam.
Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
So it's just gonna be the ones that I've watched more recently.
I feel ya.
5 would be American Crime Story.
Oh yeah,
I like-
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I like the anthology format.
Yeah.
The Sopranos would be
Ooh,
4.
that's a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
Walking Dead would be 3.
Boom, boom.
Breaking Bad, because you just kept thinking through the whole show, is this a good guy doing bad things?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you find out more, and then, no, this guy is just really fucking evil.
It's such a well written show.
It is.
And all time would be Law and Order,
Boom.
the original Law and
The
Order.
original. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
And
good
the
one.
criminal justice system.
Yeah.
I used to get scared by the theme song when I was
Yeah.
younger. I don't know why.
I used to get scared by Twilight. My dad
Did
used
you?
to pick on me. He'd go, neener, neener, neener.
Oh,
and I'd be
goodness.
like, no!
That was going to make my list, but I haven't watched enough episodes of it.
I was just
Twilight
the
Zone.
opposite. I was like so completely obsessed with Law and Order, especially the original.
Dude, it was like a nightly thing.
It was on A&E at night, and my answering machine recording was the fucking opening to the show.
Goodness.
The criminal justice system, and you would leave your message after the dun dun. Like I was just like,
when we were roommates in Lafayette,
could see that.
it would be like a thing. Like, all right, let's.
yeah.
It's time for Law and Order.
Yeah, what time? It turned to 80. It's like time. I'm obsessed. So obviously that's on my list.
Yeah.
Law and Order is on my list. At number 5. My favorite is the original, but I do like all of the incarnations. I thought they're all good. And then number 4, The West Wing. I mean,
I would have said that, but
loved
wasn't
The West
on my,
Wing.
Haven't watched it yet.
Number 3, The Newsroom. You see a little Aaron Sorkin kind
I
of
see
feel
what you're
going
doing. I
there.
see what you're doing.
Kind of touched on Newsroom last week. Big fan of that. And then number 2, Parenthood. Rave enough about that show.
Yeah,
Parenthood.
honestly.
And number 1, I mean, the only show in the history of forever of my life, and it's apparently a long gaffer life, that makes me cry every single week. This is Us.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about Life Itself opening today. I'm definitely.
You got your
looking for it.
tissues?
I do.
You got your
I just feel
popcorn?
like
Ready?
Fogelman's gonna bring it. I'm gonna be crying my eyes
You
out
got
at the
your wine?
theater. I'm gonna
Got
come
your
home and
wine.
cry over the wine. I feel like they won't let me drink in the theater.
Yes, they do. They sell
got that
alcohol.
bar, remember? They
They
got the bar
do.
now.
Can you bring it into the
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Remember, we went and saw Book Club, and that bitch was drunk.
She was drunk.
Like-
You're right. Maybe I will be
Damn.
crying over my wine. I will. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Soundman.
What you got?
All right. Well, I don't have a lot older ones because I don't know. I just
Because you're
Right.
not a gaffer. I see the theme here, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't have a lot
Couldn't
of
help
old people shows.
No, it's
I
not
don't
like
have
I
any-
Murder, She
Murder,
Wrote. I
She
forgot to
Wrote.
add Murder, She Wrote.
I just
That's a
said.
good one.
I love that theme though. That's one of my favorite themes.
Who doesn't love Angela Lansbury and Tom Bosley? Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was Tom Bosley on that?
Yeah, he was the sheriff.
So these aren't really in any order
I feel
like
ya.
usual. Mr. Robot.
Ooh,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that
Yeah.
one. That's such a good
Haven't
show.
watched it.
Oh, I
I
can't.
I gotta catch up on season 2.
silhouette. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm waiting for season 3 so
Come
bad.
over,
I want to
Gato.
see season 3 so bad.
I forgot about that one.
Season 2 has an awesome.
See what you did there?
and I
You
didn't-
went Roboto. I went because he's going to star in Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like, sorry, keep going.
Continue.
Jeez. The guy who played Lafayette on True Bloods is in the whole second season
Oh.
of Mr. Robot,
Ah.
and I couldn't even tell.
Yeah, I gotta start that one.
Number 2 is Justified.
Oh, yes.
that's a good one,
Justified.
too.
Damn it.
Another one.
Walter Coggins, man, he's so good. Shit.
Goggins.
At number 3, I had to put these together because I haven't
Yes.
finished them. I haven't caught up, which would be Sons of Anarchy and Deadwood.
Hmm.
Because they're just so awesome,
Yes,
but
so
I still
good.
haven't watched all of them yet, so
Yeah.
I got to put them at the same month. Number 4, Westworld.
I
gotta
heard
watch
that was
that.
really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
First season's pretty
Again,
pretty
Kevin's
good,
been telling me to
Fandy
watch
won. Fandy Newton won.
Yeah.
Emmy, so.
Yeah, there you go.
I love a lot of the music was done by a real classic piano with the paper sheets.
That's epic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stranger Things and American Gods for
Ooh,
number
nice.
5, and an honorable mention for Law and Order.
Yes.
Yep.
I think,
All of
yeah.
the all of Law and
Boom,
Order,
boom.
the entire. Like I actually prefer Criminal Intent the most.
Mhm.
I like
Oh,
SVU.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
I like
Big
SVU a
Vincent
lot too.
D'Onofrio,
SVU
that's my
too, yeah.
favorite.
Yeah,
Vincent
Big Vincent.
D'Onofrio,
Jeff
like-
Goldblum.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well-
Chris Noth. They brought back Chris Noth
Yeah.
for a little
Yeah.
while for that one. Like,
Just so many good shows, and we all mixed them up this time. Bravo us.
that's true. There was not a lot of duplicates.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, bravo us.
I feel like if we keep going,
Well,
then we're gonna
Breaking
have to
Bad was
expand-
on the list on
Yeah.
mine, and I was like,
Hey,
nope,
you're
I already got
like,
mentioned
Come
3
on,
times.
see, no, you. It's okay to have a duplicate.
Well, yeah, I just feel like we struggle every week. I'm thinking we're gonna have to expand this shit to the top 10.
Yeah.
Because like every week we've
It's
got
so
no
hard.
and slash tied for number
Yeah.
5 or honorable mention. It's like just do 10.
Yeah.
I mean, the only advisory I had for any of the
Advisory.
for like
I made my
all-time
list,
favorite
and then when
all-time
he
favorite
said
movies,
drama,
like just
and I
leave
started
out the
making my
ones that
list.
everyone
I'm
likes.
sorry.
You're good.
You know, but that doesn't
I think
apply.
we're gonna
in these.
eventually have to get out of entertainment. We're just gonna have to do like top 5 favorite cities. top
Sure.
Right, because we're gonna
Favorite
run out of
languages.
Run out of
things.
everything.
Los Angeles, New York.
No, we're not doing it yet. Not
sorry.
doing it
Like,
yet.
pause.
Well,
Today
I
was
just
dramas.
wanted to get it on the recording so that when I forget when we do it, I can reference it.
I
Yeah.
we
Go back
can
and
remind
find
you of
those
those two.
episodes.
We got you on
Episode
those
34, Inside the Crazy Ant Farm.
That's right.
That's where you can find it.
That's where Gaffer started his favorite titties.
Yeah, right there, right there. I think it is time for the word of the day.
Word of the
day.
The word of the day is a pair of ducks.
Pair of ducks.
Pair of ducks.
That sounds like more than one word.
That's 3 words.
Paradox.
Paradox.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
And I love that Dustin gives me when he gives me the definition, he finds like the hardest definition for any word out there
goodness,
for me to go through. A
Well, that's the
statement
challenge.
or a proposition that seems self-contradictory or absurd, but in reality expresses a possible truth in an opinion or statement contrary to commonly accepted opinion, but may be factual.
There you go.
So sorry, something popped up on my
No,
screen all
you're
of a
good.
sudden.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
"Yeah."
You're good. So,
was
for
reading-
example,
when
you all loved people refer to me as Gaffer, that would be a paradox. It seems
Paradox.
absurd.
Paradox.
Dude, what the hell is the matter with your speech today?
Maybe I haven't had
It's
it
a
in
pair
time.
of ducks.
You're not stroking out or
paradox.
anything, right?
It's. I'm just gonna leave me alone now.
you're
You're
just
leaving
gonna
yourself
leave you
alone?
alone now?
I am. I'm just gonna leave me alone because I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna be like. I was going to say.
Okay. Well, we know what now we know what a definition of a paradox is. What's the definition of a paradox?
Yes, real question.
I think it's a bathroom cleaner.
Paradox.
What were you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say
No,
it.
you're
Or do you not remember?
You forgot already.
I was going to say it seems absurd, but is likely true.
Ah.
That I am old.
There you
I'm
go.
older than all of you.
Yeah.
I think it's just a fact.
So anyway, it is time for. Yeah, it is. All right, new stuff coming out this week.
Sorry.
You weren't underwater
I just
anymore.
wanna say-
Congratulations.
That sounds like the little pull and say.
Oh,
the cow
yeah.
says
Yeah.
moo.
The
cow
That's
says
exactly what it
moo.
sounds like.
But
Phonograph.
I mean,
Does it sound like I'm on old-time
you didn't
radio?
drown
I didn't drown
because last week I was worried.
I was.
You were
yeah.
underwater last week.
Honestly, I had to
Yeah.
CPR. But anyway, stuff coming out this week. Life Itself. Dustin really wants to go see this one.
I did.
No, really?
Obviously, a house of this one. I do not like the name of it. A house with a clock in its walls. That's the new Jack Black one. He's like a warlock. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
Also, it's like
nephew
an
comes or
R.L.
something like
Yeah.
that,
Is,
right?
is that R.L. Stein? It looked like
I-
that.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we thought it was Goosebumps whenever we first saw
Yeah.
the
That's
trailer
what I
for
thought,
it.
because there's a sequel to that coming out, isn't there?
There is a sequel to
Yeah.
that coming out, but it is him. So
Yeah.
it's same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really long name. Change the name. And Assassination Nation. And I haven't seen anything about this one. So
I haven't
I
either.
don't either.
That's really kind of hard to say.
Right. Thank you.
Assassination
Because I was afraid to say it.
What's wrong with your speech, J-Lo? I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you got it right.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe he just caught the paradox. This shit's contagious.
This shit's in-
We got a paradox epidemic going on right here, boys. You got the shots?
Keep reading.
Shots.
Stuff that's still out: Crazy Rich Asians, The Nun, Peppermint, The Predator, A Simple Favor, and White Boy Rick. I really think Florence the Hurricane really had a big impact on the box office last week
Yeah.
because I predicted like some stuff around 30 million, but Predator was the highest one last week, and it only got 24 million.
Yeah.
So
Gee,
I
thanks,
really,
Flo.
I really think the whole East Coast was just so hit by it, and that
Agreed.
really hurt the box office.
I really do think that did have a big impact.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like it's not also just being hit by it, but anywhere that was near the landing zone,
Yeah.
they were getting prepared and buying supplies.
Right.
Not going
They're not going to the
theater.
movies. No.
Yeah.
But it may
Yeah.
go out on a limb and say that it was like maybe just a little bit to do with the movie Predator that it didn't do as well. as it was expected.
No.
We'll be
Listen.
talking about that and is it worth it? But
Little,
like,
yeah.
Not worth it.
I mean, it has a better rating than The Nun.
Yeah. I mean,
Did y'all see The Nun?
yeah, Nun was
it
good.
scary?
It was entertaining.
it was
Yeah.
yeah.
It
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
There was some jump scares. You can catch that review on Is It Worth It on crazyantfilms.com and our YouTube channel Crazy Ant Films Is It Worth It entertainment review show. Like and subscribe, all that good shit. So number one this week, I'm gonna give it back to The Nun because I'm a fan. With around 20 to 25 million, I still think it's gonna be a lower week a lower box office week. Number 2, I think it's going to be A House with a Clock in Its Walls with around 20 to 22 million. Number 3, Life Itself with around 15 to 20 million. Number 4, Predator with around 15 million, and number 5, A Simple Favor with around 10 to 15 million. And I heard that one's pretty good.
I
So
still want to see it.
we need to go see that one as well. And
Yeah,
I
we
would still
should.
want to go see White Boy Rick
Definitely.
because that one looks epic.
Yeah, that does look
Definitely.
really good.
So you're predicting a drop from 1 to 4 from the
Yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
I
But
will
mean-
say I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay.
I would
with
be
that.
okay with that.
There's a lot of bad
I think
press
people can
surrounding
see
that
of
one.
how I'm going to go with is it worth it,
Yeah.
but I would be okay. And I want to say I think that the marketing people behind Life Itself,
Mhm.
while they've done a pretty good job on social media,
Yeah.
I don't think they played up enough Dan Fogelman's connection to This Is Us.
Oh, really?
Because This Is Us is such a massive hit that I
Yeah.
think if people realized it's
Take a
the
shot.
same
The
guy
same guy.
that wrote and directed it, and that it's like this ensemble
Yeah.
piece, I think it would do far
Yeah.
better than it's going to do at the box
Yeah.
office. I don't think enough people know it's that guy.
And honestly, I haven't even seen the trailer yet. So
What, Life Itself?
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah,
Is it? Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Oh, okay. I'll trust your word for it. But yeah, so we shall see. 1, The Nun. 2, A House with a Clock in Its Walls. Get a new name. I'm just saying. Number 3, Life Itself. 4, The Predator. And 5, A Simple Favor.
You know why The Nun is going to be number 1?
Why?
Because it's the holiest, bro.
Because it's the holiest.
It's the holiest.
Oh
I played the
my
wrong sound effect.
Gosh, that's so funny. Billboard tops. I'm not even going to make the same joke again because it's 10 weeks in. Drake, In My Feelings. We're just going to go right past that one into... Still. Like, yeah, this is a record for... Cause I think it's all about streams now. That's what it is. They're just playing it so much to do the song, or to do the challenge. So,
Now,
I mean,
this is on the singles chart, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Hot 100.
Okay.
And the top 200 albums are Paul
There you
McCartney's
go.
Egyptian Station,
Does-
first week at number 1.
Does he drop the F-bomb on that album?
I think he does.
He does.
It's actually, we're gonna review it, and is it worth it? And I
I
mean,
heard something. I listened to
it's
the
like an
hour
hour
something.
long, like an hour and 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
but
And get the last time Paul McCartney had a number 1 album, Ebony and Ivory was on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
36
Wow.
years
Wow.
since he's had a.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something on Broad Street or
Yeah. 36 years.
Wow.
But, I mean, damn. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Congrats, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. An honorable mention: Mac Miller has 4 albums back on the Billboard Top 200, all within the first 50 since his passing. So that's pretty awesome. I'm glad people are streaming and stuff, and hopefully all of those proceeds are going to the right people.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys.
I
So
think so.
yeah, that is our show this week. So thank you guys for tuning in to listen. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music. That's where you can find this at. And we're also brought to you by Bourbon Bay brought to you by bourbonbayproductions.com. We appreciate y'all as well. Make sure to go follow us everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Facebook, The Crazy Ant Film Company. Twitter, Crazy Ant Films. Instagram, crazy_ant_films. And on YouTube, Crazy Ant Films. We have a website that I said like 3 times, crazyantfilms.com. And it's all crazy, guys. You already know. And you know who else is crazy? Oprah!